Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, welcome here to the Frosty Esports Twitch channel. We are here to present to you the last four matches of this Blizzard number 51 tournament here presented by Trolley. Super happy to be here tonight, and I'm super happy to be here, especially with my friend Mel. We've been chilling out for a little bit as we're waiting to get ready for this match. Mel, I hope that you're as excited for this match as I am.
How could I not be? I mean, we're about to have some 100% big matches coming up over here. We're gonna have Rats versus Top Slottas. So that should be an interesting match coming in because both of those two teams, I mean, mainly Top Slottas, I mean, they faced a team in X Term that I personally know, used to manage. They're a pretty amazing team. They just 2-0'd them, and now they also just 2-0'd F3 as well. And now they're on in here against Rats, who have had quite the tough bracket as well. Fortunately, not even having to run into Alter Ego, which were the winners of this tournament the last time I did cast for Frosty Sports Snowstorm. But some big matches coming up over here. We are about to go into the matches, but just I don't know if we could really do predictions, but which team, just based on the size of the bracket and the amount of just grueling teams that they've had to face through, just gone through the gauntlet, some of these teams. So which teams do you feel like are going to be more experienced coming into this, just based off of their bracket?
Honestly, looking at it right now, I do think we're in a really good spot, especially for this winner's semi. And I'm going to do the patented caster, not actually answer the question, but answer it with another question of like all of, especially between Rats and Top Slottas right now. I don't think either team's dropped a game yet. I think they've come through on just sweeps to get to where they are. So Top Slottas has lost one. They lost one game in their first series of the night. So just based on that alone, I guess I'll give the slight edge to Rats. But I think that we have got what should be a great first winner semi here. It's a best of 5. So we're going to at least see 3 games between these two teams. Winner's going to get to move on to the winner's final. Loser will drop down to the lower bracket, still having an extra life left. But it looks like we're having players join in, and we're going to be able to get this started here pretty quickly. We're coming down the line here to the end of the tournament. $100 on the line when it is all said and done. All these teams fighting for some piece of that prize pool. And once we get players on the pitch here, we're going to be ready to get right into our first series of the night.
Oh yeah, 100%. As you just saw on your screen was the bracket, and we are about to have a 100% grueling bracket. We have the players joining and entering the pitch. This is about to be quite the interesting match going into this one between two different teams that have gone through the gauntlet of the bracket. Some very, very hard teams. And mind you not, this is a bracket that features some pretty good team. So you cannot underestimate anybody. But here we go. We have Resident, one of the best players that I think anyone has seen in rank B+, rank B. Such an amazing player. Resident, Titl, and Bala, his former seasonal shootout team on Top Slottas versus the Rats, Dank, Teal, and Even about to go at it. Ball off the backboard, trying to find something here, but Dank taking this one away, right back into the orange half.
A quick 30 seconds in, a couple of looks up and down the field. Nobody quite taking control yet, but that is to kind of what we expect at this level. And it definitely is starting off really well here for Top Slottas. Bala is going to find goal number 1 here, 40 seconds into game 1.
Oh yeah, what a play. Bala just had to put it right behind Dank, who was in such an awkward spot. Mid-post rotation is something that is almost impossible to get back around, and he just absolutely put it right behind him into the back of the net.
Yeah, those rotations always so big, especially once the game gets moving this quick. You've got to know where you are in relation to your teammates at all times, and they need to know where you are too. This time it'll be tied. Can't quite take that one off the backboard. Resinal has that one 50'd over top by Teal. Ball still loose here at the edge of the orange box, and Resinal is going to get the long clear through midfield. Dank and Bala come together there, broken away by Teal. Resinal and Titl will work to get this one out. I love that slow down play there on their own end, just taking a little bit of time Top Slottas being able to find a way out of their own zone in the way that they want to, not being held to Rats' kind of pace of play here. Rats still looking for their first goal. They just had one turned aside there by the defensive Top Slottas. It's still 1-0 here. It might be 2, but Bala just is a little bit wide, and a minute and a half gone here, Mel. It's, just a little bit for Top Slottas right now. What does Rats need to do to kind of get themselves back into the mix here in game 1?
They need to try and control the ball a little bit more, just like that. I like that from Dank, pushing the ball right back into the orange half. There's no follow-ups, there's no challenges in the midfield. His Bala, demo by Resinal on a player, pass back down. Dank able to cut right in front of the net, got the save away. Now all he has to do is control it. Resinal right back toward the midfield. Ball off the backboard, double tap, maybe here! But the save comes off the backboard. Dank's already looking for the redirect, gets it. Nice challenge, forces Resinal to commit, making sure anything interesting for Rats can happen out of that play. Even downfield, he's got a player downfield. Dank committing, pass back down, off the backboard goes Titl. The follow-up will be taken away, but even still keeps the blip in the orange half. Bala takes it away once again back into the field.
Bala kind of acting as the QB here on the entrances into the offensive zone, really kind of the player that the offense is running here for Top Slottas, and they're going to get away with one there. Evan having a wide open lane to shoot, but Resinal will take it away off the backboard. A fortunate bounce here. Almost is going to be a second for Top Slottas. Almost gifted one there in the blue zone, but it will be just a little bit wide. Rats are going to live to fight another day with it still being a 1-goal lead. Bala, though, he's got a wide open backboard. Can't quite find the touch, but a lot of space being given to the offense of Top Slottas here by Rats. They've got to close down those angles. They've got to find a way to make sure they've got somebody on the backboard to defend against those opportunities, because Top Slottas is way too good of an offensive team to let just have free reign like that in your offensive end.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Bala really had an open backboard, right? I think he had an open backboard, but he didn't really realize that this time Titl has an open net, realizes it, shoots it behind the defender to the bottom left corner. 2-0 for this Top Slottas team.
That's a tough spot if you're Dank, just a little bit far out. The 50s kind of flinging all over your own end, not quite sure where to go. Dank guesses wrong, chooses out instead of in regards to his goal, and Tide takes advantage of that space, slots it in. We've got 2 goals on the board here for Top Slottas. 90 seconds left on the clock here in game number 1. Both these teams fighting for the right to move on to the winners final. There's money on the line at the end of the night, so all these teams trying to find their best results. Tide's going to get a save on that attempt from Dank. Not particularly threatening from the offense of Rats, and I think that's honestly something that can be said for this entire game, Mel. They've got the shots, but it's really not been trying too much on the defense of Top Slottas.
Oh yeah, 100%. And even when they try to challenge off the back wall, the backboard defense is so good from this high-level team in Top Slottas. They're able to recognize the play. They're significantly higher ranked. They're able to really predict things way faster, have their mind made on going for things. Tied off the back wall, just completely bumping the defender out of the way. Nice hit downfield. Titl a little bit awkward, was not expecting it. Tied right back toward the middle. Still trying to come in on this one. Bala is there, but he cannot connect with the pass down. Now Titl, one-on-one. Resinal going right back down. One of the players, I believe was Tide, was pressuring a player, but now Dank has to turn around. He's got an open opportunity for this one. Gets it right past Resinal. Dank pre-jumps this one, gets a nice pinch off the back wall. Double tap for even, can't connect. Titl, backboard taken away. Resinal able to clear it out, HUD, and we have 10 seconds left for a potential comeback.
It's a tough look there again for Rats. They've had a couple great opportunities, but it's just this shutdown defense from Top Slottas that has really prevented them from finding anything dangerous. I honestly think that last progression we saw in about the last 15 seconds or so, Mel, was the most dangerous push that Rats had over the course of this entire game number 1, and it's just not enough. If you're only finding a way to get that much offense done in the last 60 seconds of a game, it's not going to put you in a pretty, in a competitive spot, especially against a team like Top Slottas.
Oh yeah, 100%. Rats, they had the opportunities, they just weren't able to convert. They need to control the ball a little bit more, go for those small controlled out plays once again. That's the type of stuff that they're going to be helping right there. And I mean, they have some very similar problems to a lot of teams around their rank, and I feel like if they're able to start converting the ball under pressure, able to control the ball, take some 50s, letting their teammates get some boost and rotate into the game, into the play rather. I think they might actually have a chance at this, but right now it is just up to them at the moment to try and convert all of this pressure that they're being forced under into a potential opportunity for a goal. So
Absolutely. And I mean, I actually misspoke earlier. I said this was a best of 5. It's a best of 3. So the pressure is really, really, really on the Rats here to be able to find some kind of answer for top slottas here as we head into what is match point. They've got to find a way to turn it around here in the next 5 minutes. Got to find a way to make those offensive chances a little bit more threatening. They've got 5 more minutes on the clock to do it. Can Rats find a way onto the board? Will it be Dank, Evan, and Titl that take game number 2, or is top slottas is going to punch their ticket right through to the winners finals here in a 2-0 sweep? They've got 5 more minutes to do it. I mean, 4:50 now, 10 seconds off the clock, and already we're starting to see top slottas just take the space that's given to them, do pretty much whatever it is they want with it, but Rats are just going to have to continue to try to chip away at this orange wall that's been built and just try to find, like you said, a way to fight through that pressure, Mel.
You hear about the green wall through optic. Now you have the basic orange wall that is completely being built. The wall of Jordan, but now the Rats, they've got the pressure. It's just the fact of just trying to break through that defense arsenal with some nice backboard pressure, able to try and clear the ball right back out of their own half. Nice play by Ty, downfield. It will go in the net. He completely dusted the defender on the challenge. Titl tried to clear it out, wasn't able to get the second touch, but there was no one back. And he was just able to score just like that.
Definitely a quick turnaround there. I mean, we know for the fact that top slottas have got the ability to be able to score more or less at will. They've looked pretty confident here. They continue to look confident as Bala almost finds that one on the redirect. A pretty spicy pass into the blue end, and again, it still is down to Titl to try to find a way through. They've yet to register a shot on goal. Granted, top slottas have only found one. It's just happened to have gone in, so they've got that 1-0 lead. Here's another shot from Reznal that'll be turned away, but it takes all 3 players for Rats stacked up on the goal line to take that one away from Reznal. When, you know, the difference here between one player being able to force 3 players to make a save versus 3 players hardly forcing 1 to make a save is pretty much how this the series has gone kind of in a nutshell, and potentially how it can continue to go. Maybe a second one for top slottas, just a little bit wide, and Rats have not quite found that answer yet.
All right, so far this game number 2 has been so close, but this is something that the Rats 100% need. Bala right back toward the midfield, one forced to commit. Titl had a very awkward play on the back end. Nice shot by Reznal, just forcing 2 to commit, but now Titl is able to control against a beautiful clear downfield. And once again, it's the orange half.
Tough break downfield there, but once again, it is the top slottas that are there to shut it down. They've really been all over the place, every part of the pitch. They didn't cover their backboard there. They didn't really need to, as Dank had no boost left to find that waterfall straight down. Great read there by Tide. He gets bumped into it by Bala. The big double commit downfield, really just going to show how comfortable top slottas is feeling right now. They're really just kind of all over the place. They've got the insurance game in hand. At least they might find an insurance goal. Titl, they're calm, cool, collected to put it away. Bala has a follow-up that's also turned aside, so top slottas are going to get away with one.
Wow.
They almost find an answer there, but it's turned away by Tide, and with 2 minutes left, Rats find their most effective look here, but again, it's top slottas there to shut it down.
Yeah, it was their best look. Maybe this one can be turned into something.
The
Nice
demo
on the goal line. He puts it through. Their best look of the entire game, and it gives them the tie against one of the best teams in the bracket.
Demo, maybe that's what Rats need to do here. Turn that physical game up to 11 and find themselves opportunities to work through the defense of top slottas rather than around it. So 1 goal on the board here for Rats, their first of the series. They've tied the game with 1:40 left here in game number 2, a game they have to win to stay in this upper bracket. The musty flick by Bala out over midfield there, not quite reaching the box. It's going to be Tide looking for that bump on Dank with 0 in the tank. couldn't quite connect with 90 seconds left. The top slottas are probably going to be pretty keen just to kind of sit tight here, hem rats in, maybe force a mistake, but not overextend themselves too much. They don't want to let this, they don't want to let the game drop to the, they don't want to let this go to 3 games if they can't. If it gets to overtime, I can't imagine they'll be too upset about it. As Tide almost finds that one, and the redirect on the backside almost goes in, but 60 seconds left. Do you think Rats can find this game number 2 win, Mel?
Well, I'll tell you this one right now. A fly's life is about 15 to 30 days, usually about 15 days. And right now, if you're looking, Rats might not even last 15 minutes against top slots if they're not able to win this one. A beautiful pass and a beautiful shot. Resinal puts it into the back of the net with only 38 seconds remaining.
A big goal there from Resinal to be able to put the top slottas back on top. Tide secures the cycle with the assist on the goal there for Resinal. So getting it done on all ends of the pitch is Tide. And now with 35 seconds left, there's not much time left here for Rats to be able to find themselves back into it. A shot from Titl. Going to force Bala all the way across. Tide wins the 50 against Titl there, and now is going to have possession across midfield. More time bleeding away here off the clock for top slottas. They just have to protect this 1-goal lead. A weak shot from Evan will be easily saved away by perma keeper Resinal, who's just closing down shop there on the goal line. 10 seconds left now. One more opportunity for Rats. They have to find one. Dank to the backboard. Teal's going to keep it close. It's going to drop down, and Bala will ice it. Top slottas take it in 2.
Oh, that was an absolute banger. I haven't seen anything as good as that in a long time. That's absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, that was actually an unbelievable match I just saw right there. That was crazy. I'm kind of speechless. I'm not even gonna lie, because the way that was actually close at the end, like the way that the Rats were able to come back into the game was really, really amazing. They gave this top slotted team, which is, in my opinion, they have one of the best players right now in the entire bracket. Did so well in seasonal shootout. Was teamed up with Lemon Puppy. They did absolutely amazing. The reason, the fact that this team in in Rats was able to bring top slottas to a game number 2 where it was extremely close, almost went to overtime.
Even game number 1 wasn't that far apart either. It was only a 2-0 game in game 1 too.
So it was unbelievable. That shows you the potential of the Rats and how close these games and these brackets are. The score lines in the games might say 2-0, but underneath, when you actually look at the actual gameplay, it was such an actual close game. And that's what I like to see, but the things need to be upgraded going into the next round, and we just might be going into the winners final in just a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. We've just got a quick break that we are going to go to here as we get ready to go into our winners final. It's going to be top slottas that we just saw, and they're going to be facing off against the Wet Flying Currency, who just took down Alter Ego 2-1 in the other semi. So we're going to take a brief break while we get that one set up. You guys aren't going to want to miss this winners final coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Frost Esports. Welcome back to the Frost Esports Snowstorm Weekly bracket here. With HUD, we have an amazing match that's about to be coming our way today. HUD, you want to tell us a little bit about this big bang match we're about to have?
Pumped to see these two teams on Wet Flying Currency, abbreviated to Wet FC for our purposes tonight, facing off against that Top Slottas team we just saw in the winners final. We know what Top Slottas are capable of. We saw the way that they were able to pick apart and kind of methodically dismantle the defense of Rats. Granted, Rats, they stood up to them pretty well, but Wet FC coming from the other end of the top of this bracket, they have also made a little bit of a name for themselves on their way through this. They were the beneficiaries of two early DQs, but a 2-0 against HTK Esports, a 2-0 against Relentless Esports, and a 2-1 against Alter Ego in the last finals. They're in this with just as much of a shout as Top Slottas is.
Oh yeah, 100%. As the bracket is shown right now to you guys, you can already see the matches that are right up and on the board. Alter Ego got completely taken down, and you know when Alter Ego gets taken down, they were just the winners of Frosty Sports Blizzard Weekly not too long ago. And now that for them to get taken down as such an amazing team, then you know this team is 100%. This is a team that you 100% have to look out for, and we're actually about to go up into this match. But still, these are two teams that you cannot go easy against, and Resinol is such an amazing player. We talk about Titl as well. We see these guys peaking in seasonal shootout in one of the hardest tiers you could possibly be in. You see these guys in other tournaments, but being amazing. For a team in Wet Flying Currency to go through as hard as the bracket that they have, even taking down what is arguably the best team in the bracket in Alter Ego is 100% showing, oh, we have the guts and we have the absolute dominance. We're that good that we're able to take down Alter Ego and other these teams. We don't need to prove ourselves. We just need to show that we're better.
Absolutely. And we're going to give these teams every opportunity to prove that they are still better here as we move into our winners final. This one is actually a best of 5. None of that fake best of 5, actually BO3 stuff. So we're going to have at least 3 games between these teams. They're joining in. Wet FC is going to be in the blue. Top Slottas in the orange yet again. Money, Mizu, Aviator for Wet Flying Currency. We already know Umbala, Tide, and Resinal for Top Slottas. We put 5 minutes on the clock. We're underway here. Game number 1 of our winners finals. A spot in the money here on the line.
Oh!
Winner goes to the grand finals, gets a chunk of the prize pool. So this is where it really starts to matter as far as your results go. And Top Slottas are going to be working hard to try to punch that ticket through and not have to wait any longer to be in that winner's final.
Exactly. They want to be able to try and get past this team. But this team, I'm excited to see what they bring to the table in Wet FC. They're a team that went through some hard teams that we just said earlier, so I can't see what they bring to the table against this Top Slottas team. If they're even able to beat them and then go through to the grand finals against a team as high caliber as this, that's going to be amazing.
Oh.
Tide on the backboard. Resinal shoots, not able to get the shot over Mizu. Mizu is able to stand right in front of the ball and say, get the hell out of here.
What a read there from Tide. He almost had that one locked in, and if it wasn't for a defender, the pesky defenders that get in the way of all your clips, he would have had a worldie there, and fortunately couldn't find it there, but lots more opportunities to come yet. Bala's going to have to hustle back for this one from Aviator. Got a little bit caught out, but the double traded demo on the backside is going to make it 2-2 for 2v2 for a moment. We get a brief 3-second twos match for the time that it takes for players to spawn back in, but unable to capitalize on the extra space was Top Slottas. This time, though, it's going to be Mizu on the end of the feed from C-Money. 1-0 for Wet Flying Currency.
1, 2, 3, 4, M and IZ, you just score! And I'm putting it into the back of the net. Mizu, unbelievable. You had to put the end in there from 549 Mizu. Absolutely amazing. What a pass down there coming out from his teammate. And C Money's got a whole rapper name right there. But right now, the backboard again is tied. Tries to shoot it back to the back of the net. C Money passes this one over back toward the middle of the field. Ball not the best first touch. Russell forced to commit. Meets on the back line, looking for the goal right now. Tight, awkward on the back end, but able to get past one. C Money has an opportunity here, not a lot of boosts to work with. Just pops it right back up. Russell and ball double commit on the back line. His Mizu pass back right toward the middle of the field. Aviator on the back line. Actually, Aviator's the name of my cat. But an open net for Bala. Puts it into the bottom right corner. Ooh, Bala on fire.
Bala sees this opportunity, will not miss it. It's a tough angle to find, but Bala's going to hit that open net every day of the week, right down the middle, and it's an equalizer here for Top Slottas. It was a rough rotation on the way back. I didn't quite see what led to Wet Flying Currency having a completely empty backfield, but if I had to guess, probably just a poor rotation, maybe a bump coming out from Top Slottas that gave them that extra space to work with. But we saw this in our last series with Top Slottas. They do a really good job of keeping their wits about them even when the game isn't necessarily going their way immediately. They've got a little bit more time to work with here in this series as a best of 5 rather than a best of 3. So even if they drop game number 1 here for both of these teams, it is not a death knell. It's not something that's going to absolutely take them out, but definitely trying to win every game that they can. And as we're past halftime here in game 1, both teams still in with a shout. Another shot from C-Money saved away by Bala. And again, just the two teams throwing haymakers punch for punch on both sides of the field.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying here. And like in a best of 5, best of 7 format, you're able to be like, okay, game 1 is going to be more of a feeler game for us and see their play style and see how we're able to counter it. And opposed to like a game number 3 or best of 3 or best of 1 in the lower bracket, you don't even have that time to be like, you have to immediately start winning off the bat, no matter the playstyle you're going up against, no matter the playstyle you have or what's happening. So you do not have that luxury that you have in the best of 5 bracket. That's why it's so big for these teams to be here in this spot, in the winners finals, and then into the grand finals. Because remember, even losers finals is best of 3. So you don't even have that luxury even when you're about to go to the grand finals coming from the losers. It's still so hard.
Absolutely, and you got to be on your game at every moment, especially up here at this level. The game moves so quick. All it takes is one misplaced tire, and it can concede a goal to the other team. But both these teams treading that line pretty well here through game number 1. We've got 1 minute left on the clock, and we're still tied 1 apiece. As Top Slottas starts to work downfield, it's going to be tied over the midfield, looking for a teammate on the backboard. That was Bala looking for the redirect, just couldn't quite connect. Ooh. And now Wet FC are going to look for the bump plays, moving down in the orange zone. Bought them a little bit of time, but not quite enough. As the redirect, one touch from Bala is going to be the lead for Top Slottas.
The pass from Resino off of the very bad play by Avian, trying to drop it down. Resino read the pass, and Bala was in the perfect position with a fire shot. Puts it into the top corner, put that in the highlight reel.
Big stuff there from the striking of Top Slottas. They've got themselves a lead late here in game number 1. A pretty comfortable position, although it's made a little bit more uncomfortable by a double commit. Somehow Tide keeps that one out with Mizu in his face, and with 20 seconds left, Top Slottas are going to look to kill this one out in the blue zone. Can they maintain possession for 15 more seconds? Mizu is going to have something to say about that all the way to the backboard, but met well by Bala. One more opportunity here for Wet FC. It's going to be immediately turned away by the defense of Top Slottas. Bala with the 50 there, looking like he's going to ice it. Coast-to-coast opportunity for Wet FC, immediately denied by Resnol. Such a big body there at the edge of the box. And with zeros on the clock, ball still hasn't touched down, but there it is. It finds the floor, and Top Slottas are going to take game 1.
Oh, and they played absolutely amazing on top of that going into this upcoming next game. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what we expected coming out of Top Slottas. We already saw their potential. We're just trying to see what FC is gonna try and bring us and kind of bring to the table against a team that is as good and is as talented as this Top Slottas roster. So I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen in these next upcoming games. That's exactly basically we're just looking for. There were a couple mistakes coming out though. I mean, then again, we were talking about how game one basically is just the feeler game when it comes
Exactly.
into this one. You're able to see what the other team is basically about. Come back in, regain, and then play more. I mean, you're not exactly trolling game number one, but you're just kind of seeing what the opponent does to the certain things that you force them to do. If they're a good defensive team, if they overcommit, what can we do to break through this roster? Which is why you see these players not even revving up. They're just waiting, they're talking, they're going through what the other team does. They're trying to see what they can do to make themselves better against this team. And if WhatFC drops this next game, what I want to see from them is maybe a couple of demos going on the board, maybe try and get a little bit more physical against a team on the back line that can panic on defense.
I completely agree. I think looking for more physicality is never a bad way to shake up a offensive front, especially in games like this. But we're underway here in game number 2. Speaking of games like this, a opportunity here for Top Slottas to put themselves on match point with a win in game number 2, or it might be WhatFC that gets it done here and forces that 1-1 series score. But man, Top Slottas have just looked locked in. It's not the first time we've seen the musty exit flick there from Bala through midfield. We saw it a little bit in the last series, just feeling themselves, looking strong on both ends of the pitch, but especially in that offensive end when it matters. Titl looking for the pre-jump dunk, won't find it. Bala can't find it off the backboard, but gets the second follow-up save. What a recovery from Bala to bail himself out on the backboard. I was just about to say a rather uncharacteristic miss from Bala, but immediately followed it up with that great save. And with a minute gone, I think this is a better start for WhatFC here, Mel. I think they've come out swinging here in game number 2, and they're not quite as keen to let Top Slottas run all over them.
Yeah, they have an opportunity here. See, Money was trying to take it away. You can already see they're feeling a little bit more comfortable on offense and starting to put these 3 players up, taking some midfield boosts and maybe taking some back pads, but they are starting to follow a little bit more deeper rotation as far as they get into this territory. The more they get into the territory of the Top Slottas, the deeper they rotate. Ball off the backboard, trying to look for the second read, not really able to find it. Titl right back past 1, Titl past 2, no. Money on the back line, able to get the save away, but Bala continuing the pressure. Pass 1, Mizu gets a beautiful play here. Money downfield, that's not the best touch by Titl, but he gives it right back to Resino. Resino back to Titl, but still on the back end. This might be an opportunity for this WhatFC team if they're able to strike.
That opportunity that almost was for Wet Flying Currency comes pretty much just off the back of that little bit of a defensive misplay from Top Slottas, but just by keeping their cool, keeping their chill, they cover it up pretty well and negate any kind of opportunity that WhatFC might have had. A long pinch off of the sidewall there, just a little bit wide, still scoreless as we approach halftime in game 2. The flip from Mizu will be cut out from Resno before he can fire off the reset, and it's going to be Bala here to the corner. It's a big boost steal from Mizu on the way out. He's got himself some resources here to be able to play some effective defense across his own defensive end, and tied with that backside demo on Mizu will slow down any kind of counterattack that Wet Flying Currency could put together. Long ball from Bala, cut out by Mizu, and starting to see a little bit of this from both teams. Both teams kind of opting for those long booming clears, just trying to force an error out of their opponents that makes that goal that much easier to score. It's still 0-0. There's only 2 minutes left on the clock here, and this somehow this series that I mean, by all accounts, is very close, very exciting. It's kind of starting to slow down a little bit here in the late stages of game 2.
Ooh, nice shot by Bala, taken away by Aviator on the back line. Aviator cannot get that second touch. Money completely misses the pre-field. Mizu has to go right now. Titl coming in. Yes, I understand the fact that Top Slottas is a more mechanical team, but this WhatFC team is they're around the same exact skill level. There's no favor of a team. Anyone can win at any time, and right now, if you're Top Slottas, you cannot let this team advance into your half, because Top Slottas are also a team that you see they feel pretty confident when they're on the defensive side as well too, but still, you do not want to be pressured by a team that knows really how to strike pretty well when the clutchness comes in. You need to be able to strike Here's Tide, one-on-one. Maybe pass one. Aviator on the back line, able to get the save. But Bala advanced a little bit too far downfield. Now gets the Tide in, but not really able to find it. Aviator. Mizu's in the midfield waiting for something here. Just taking some boost pads. Rotating right back into the crowd.
50 seconds remain on the clock here, and we're still scoreless in game number 2. Both these teams have kind of figured each other out, I think, and are doing a pretty good job of sitting right in the spots that they need to be in and covering everything up. A shot there from Tide is going to be blocked away by C-Money. And, you know, both teams have been looking for those bumps, looking for those demos, and they've been finding them, but they've just not been in quite as productive of spots as I think either team would want, as C-Money takes Tide off the pitch there, but Tide is now going to be able to spawn back in the defensive rotation with a little bit of boost, so almost a net gain there on the respawn, and now he's going to have this clearance. 5 seconds left before what could be our first overtime of the night cleared away. Still one more chance here for Wet Flying Currency to bump on Tide, but the ball will be killed, and for the first time tonight, Mel, we've got extras. Who do you think is going to take this game too?
Right, in this game, 100%. It's been FC that looks better, but now they're being pressured early by the shot coming out of the kickoff by Resinal. Here's Bala, past one. You know what he can do? He's so mechanical to work with. Now Resinal on the back line. Tide's playing such a deep third. Now he's advancing. Almost got beat right there. Maybe just has to get one more touch. Past one, Bala in the midfield. Cannot get beat. Resinal, you have to play deep third rotation right now. You cannot get beat on the back line. This one's right back to Tide. Tide past one. Trying to go again, but Mizu's already read it completely perfectly. Past one, Mizu on the back line. Bala messing up at the goal line. C-Money scores! In the bottom left corner. I already said right now, this game number 2, Wet FC look like a better team, and they show it. Bala, big mechanical mistake on the goal line, and C-Money takes advantage and scores.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about. It's just that forcing the one error. That's all it takes is one mistake, 1 foot set wrong can be the difference between winning a game in overtime and dropping it and equaling a series. Wet FC, get it done. Wet Flying Currency, find the game winner there. But another very even game. I mean, obviously, we had to go to 37 seconds of overtime to be able to decide on a victor for this game number 2. And Top Slottas, we know that they've got the ability to score pretty much whenever they want to against the team that is not as good as them. But this Wet Flying Currency team is at least their equal, if not better. What are they going to have to do to change up their offensive approach coming into the back half of this series, Mel?
Yeah, we're already talking about how this Wet Currency team, they're looking pretty effective right now, but still, it's a team that they make mistakes. They're able to control the ball. They're not overcommitting, and I like what they're doing. I know Top Slottas are trying to beat Wet FC by being faster paced, by being more mechanical, by trying completely outplaying them as an entire whole. Sometimes you just cannot do that, and there are just times where 100% it's going to be hard to come around and say, hey, we are going to try and beat you at the mechanical game and just 100% destroy you by hitting double flip resets. No, you have to have the game sense too. And Top Slottas have been pushing so far downfield. There are times where they're rotating so far into the blue half that they're living rent-free up until a player decides to evict them and boom the ball downfield and force a complete panic on defense by Top Slottas, who are a team that panics a lot on defense. All you have to do is put the pressure, and you just might have an opportunity for a goal.
They definitely like to whip around the pitch at maximum speed as much as they can, which, is kind of the name of the game here at the upper levels, but Aviator is going to slow things down here. The chip shot from the edge of the box, and it's an early lead for Wet Flying Currency.
Are you kidding me right now, Aviator? What? You come around, you get the nice little slow air dribble, you land the ball, you wave, that's your power shot, you score! That's unbelievable! Oh my god! I mean, I was not expecting that for someone who's feeling so low. Oh, whoa, whoa!
Oh,
You're getting
man.
some banger shots so far right now, Hud.
Oh, that's a big giveaway from Resinal. 2 on the response, and
Oh,
C-Money's going to immediately capitalize, turn it into a second goal. And the exit here for Resinal, it's just that Mizu sees that all the way in, puts himself in the perfect spot to read the touch from Resinal. And you said it yourself, Mel. Top Slottas looking a little panicky on defense. They're starting to let this get away from them as they're starting to realize that Wet Flying Currency has got their number, and it's going to take a little bit of reining it in here for Top Slottas, and they continue to go back to Resinal, who's continuing to try to find those mechanical touches and just getting shut down time and time again. Another bump here. Resinal's got to come across on the hustle play to clear the lines, and Wet FC are really starting to take control of this game and by extension the series.
oh yeah, 100%. I mean, and really, Wet FC, they've had the majority of the control in this game. Whereas, downfield, I like what I'm seeing right now, but Aviator pass break down, double commit, Mizu decides to go, money turns out of the play right before it was too late for it, and they forced the actual big double commit that could have cost him a goal, potentially. Here's Resinal, tries to get the flick downfield, but he got shut down once again. Aviator was right there, there was no follow-up by a teammate of Resinal's, but now off the backboard, C-Money to bang play downfield. Here's the Aviator on the back line, not able to shoot. Ty trying to control this one, gets right back to it. When you're talking about who is the more controlled player for this team, it's usually Ty. Ty has been the one to be more cool, calm, and collected, but now right now, Money on the back line, Ty able to once again get the clear, sacrificing himself just to get the ball out of their own half. Will it be worth it on the back end?
2 minutes left here in game number 3. The winner of this one gets to move on to being in the lead for the series so far, and the Wet FC have definitely stated their case of being the team that is going to do that. They've really kind of had Top Slottas number here in game number 2. Game number 1 was, or game number 3, pardon me. Game number 2 is pretty close, but now they continue to find the physical plays. They continue to decimate the defense of Top Slottas, and the team in orange has not been able to find a response that has been effective. Bala's only got 42 points. Resinal only has 144. And there's a minute 30 left, and yes, I know Rocket League score isn't necessarily always super indicative, but right now it is. Bala only with 42 points. He's gone dead silent here, and he was such a huge part of the Top Slottas offense in the last series. Got to find a way to work Bala back into the rotation because he's been pretty much closed out. Now Resinal and Ty looking to try to get something together. Resinal's going to continue to flash the mechanics. The flip reset is there, but C-Money says, not today, my friend. I see you all the way in. Another attempt from Bala denied, and still unable to break through is Top Slottas. Oh! The reverse caster curse. I called something that actually happened. It's a miracle that Top Slottas didn't immediately score a goal there, but there's 1 minute left. Top Slottas have got to find 2, and they've got to find some other way to do it because whatever they're doing right now is not working.
What FC right now have been feeling so comfortable on the back end. They have not let any chances come through from Top Slottas. They have been playing such clutch defense, but really they've only had 5 saves this game because really Top Slottas have only had about 6 shots. And a lot of those shots were even off target as well. So they're not even finding the most threatening shots anymore. But it's not the fact that they're not finding them. It's more of the fact that they're not even being allowed to find a lot of these shots. And I feel like right now it's been more of what FC just been able to control and make sure that they don't have these opportunities than it is actually this team's fault. And Resinal once again on the back play, he got shut down again, Hud. This team in Wet FC is feeling absolutely amazing, absolutely confident, and they find themselves on match point to go to the grand final.
Wet FC has come out and completely changed the game here in games 2 and 3. They found that overtime winner and a nail biter in game 2, but this game number 3, they absolutely shut Top Slottas down. 7 shots on frame for Top Slottas, but it's kind of like we talked about in Top Slottas last series against Rats, where they're just not generating anything with enough threat. And honestly, Wet Flying Currency have done a phenomenal job of locking down those mechanical plays. You've been calling out Resinal as one of the best players in this tournament, and he definitely has got we've been able to see the flash, we've been able to see the flip resets come through, the musties, all of these things from Top Slottas, but C-Money's got them red. I think every time that I saw Resinal go for a flip reset, C-Money was just waiting for the flip to come out and then defending it excellent.
Oh yeah, 100%. This team, specifically Resinal and Bala, has been completely shut down all over the field. They are not able to get any space. The physical play coming out, Titl on the back line has been demoed probably 3 or 4 times that last game, single-handedly, and it just is unbelievable. Going into this next game, so. I mean, Hud, what do you feel like we're going to be seeing here going into this game number 4, where it really could be a one-sided match?
I tell you what here, Mel, I think that if Top Slottas can't find a way to score first in this game number 5, it is going to be curtains for them. They almost get it off the kickoff there, but maybe a fake kickoff trying to catch out Top Slottas from Wet FC, as we're already into game number 4 here. The match point here for Wet Flying Currency. They've just got to win one more to put themselves through. Another shot from Resinal and another save for Wet Flying Currency, assisted by the crossbar there a little bit, but it works. It counts as long as the ball doesn't go in. Another attempt here, dunked away. Aviator with space, but Bala closes it down. 30 seconds in, Mizu on the redirect, and Wet Flying Currency strike first yet again.
Well, look at this play coming out by C-Money, just diming it right into Mizu. That's basically what a quarterback does to his wide receiver. Placing it only where his wide receiver can get it. And he placed it right to Mizu, who was right in front of the defender, only where he could get it, but Mizu off the backboard, trying to look for the double tap. Not able to find it off the bat, and still a super close game.
I mean, it really just, it continues to just not look right here for Top Slottas. We saw them be so convincing, so confident in their last series against Rats, and now ever since game number 1, they have looked all out of sorts across every phase of the game. They've just really struggled to get a whole lot going as Mizu tries to pick that one off the crossbar and dunk it in. Just a little bit too much on it and continue back the other way. But Top Slottas, I mean, at this point, they've not scored in, I mean, we're approaching probably 10 minutes plus of gameplay since the goal's gone in by Top Slottas, and meanwhile, Wet Flying Currency, especially Mizu with the brace here, are just having their way.
That is an amazing play. Mizu threatening the bump, forcing a defender to go a little bit more further back into the goal, trying to make sure he's not going to get bumped. Really, there's no way on that play. There is no other person back on defense. There's no one back post. There's no one mid post. There's no one back to even have an opportunity to save. But now tied the angle. Oh, that was satisfying.
Honestly, this could be exactly what Top Slottas needs. They've broken the seal that they've been unable to break. Tide is going to find that one from a real tight angle and just barely slots it in between the two defenders. So maybe the spark here that Top Slottas needed could not come at a better time, as we've got just about 2/3 of this game number 4 left. It's a game number 4. Top Slottas have to win to go forward to the winners final, but Wet FC are immediately going to put it back to a 2-goal lead on a great shot here from Mizu. I meant grand finals. My producer's in my ear, just like he's supposed to be telling me that it's supposed to be grand finals. He knows exactly what I meant. He's just telling me that I said it wrong, but it's fine. We've got 3 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the game number 4. At least I remember what game of the series it was. That's something that I'm not always particularly good at, but I mean, Mel,
Yeah, you said 5 earlier, mate.
Everybody's reminding me that I didn't know how long the series was, but I've remembered what games each of the series are, so that's a big step for me, okay? We're just baby steps here. Baby steps for Bala as they cut out the tide a little bit. I mean, Mel, I was just about to ask you before, you know, our producer is telling me how bad I am at casting. I just want to know, what do you think Top Slottas needs to do here? Because they've got to find a way. Just the little goals here and there isn't going to be enough. They've got to find a way to take control of this game, because it's very much not in their hands right now. Wet Flying Currency still in the driver's seat. How can Top Slottas take this back?
Oh my god. They're not going
Sorry,
to
I'm
be
asking you to cast now.
I don't know after what I just heard. Okay. Um. Well, I mean, they have to not be taking baby steps like you were. That's the first step. But they need to be able to advance the ball downfield. They have to be able to play keyboard. They have to be able to get the quick follow-ups downfield. Now they're challenging. Balla, nice 50. Now you challenge. Now
Oh,
Tide.
demo.
Rotate in. Oh, he gets demoed. That is such an amazing play by Wet FC. That's what you want to see. But Tide got a lucky spot in the left-hand corner. But now, once again, here's money. Gets a nice challenge, right back down, trying to get the second touch, not able to. Needs to trying to get the ball right around, tied on the back line. What can you do? You've been a little bit quiet this game. Flip reset by Mizu, pass one, not be able to get past Tide. Aviator instant challenging. Resident all the way back downfield. Mizu on the back line has to try and able to collect it. Mizu back to Aviator. Aviator completely misread that pre-jump because Mizu got an extra touch. Not the best touch by Mizu, going a little bit back. You have to challenge earlier. You could not be letting them have this much space in the midfield. Where are your follow-ups? Where are your teammates? You've got to be able to be in the play, guys.
You've got to be able to be in the play. You've got to score if you're Top Slottas. There's no lives left, no left to give here in this series. Obviously, the lower bracket calls, but nobody wants to be in the lower bracket. Top Slottas don't want to be on stream for a third consecutive match because it means they've got to be down in that lower bracket. So they're really struggling here as it's a full-on onslaught. 3-0 for Wet FC, and they make the lead 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. Money just scored. Ooh, look at him go. That was a great play, starting off Aviator down to Mizu off the backboard, following up by Money. Into the back net very conveniently for his team, little bit more of a lead here. By 2, Balla couldn't get 3 direct. He had committed for that Resinol. Shooting the pass! Tide couldn't get the, but no, Resinol decided to leave the play. Balla trying to commit, pass back down to Resinol. Resinol committing downfield. Double commit, open net by Resinol, puts it into the top corner. It's a 1-goal game here with 40 seconds left.
That's a big goal from Resinol. Honestly, maybe one of the biggest that we've seen, is it gives just a spark of life here to the Top Slottas side. They've got 40 seconds left to score at least one more here and keep this series moving towards a game number 5, but it's been the Mizu show for Wet Flying Currency. It continues to be the Mizu show as they almost that one into the back of the net, and with 30 seconds left, it's now all on Top Slottas. Can they find a way through? Oh, he's gonna break it open, and just like that, Resinol's got the easiest tap-in of their life. It's 4-4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Deliver me one more and deliver it to me. That's exactly what Top Slottas are saying. Give us one more game to shine, and we're going to shine for you, mate. Look at that play. 24 seconds left. Somehow, you're down 1-3. Now, then you're down 4-2. Was like about a minute left. Now you're not even done at all. Maybe you are. Now the shot coming through the saving the goal line. Mizu right back. Oh, it's open! It's open! It's open! It is! That was an open net by Money. You have to put that in if you're Money, mate. But now Resinol on the back line, trying to clear this one out. Maybe a possible 0-second goal to send us into game number 5, or to end it right here. Not gonna be able to overtime in game number 4 either. We have a big game win by Wet FC to send them into the grand final, or we have Top Slottas sending us to Champions Field.
It is going to be close here regardless of the outcome, but I've got to say I give a little bit of the edge to Wet Flying Currency right now. I know recency bias points towards Top Slottas as they've got the momentum, but the consistency from Wet Flying Currency has really been something to marvel at, and it continues here as C-Money feeds Aviator for the game and series winner.
Bang, bang, boom into the bottom shelf. What a play. Money. C-Money's been doing this the entire time. He's been doing this the entire game. He has not stopped. He is just built like that. He is that guy. That is exactly who you want on your team if you want to start coming away with these matches. Wet FC, you guys advance to the grand final.
Congratulations to Wet FC there, and Top Slottas. Their road does not end here. They've still got some chances left, and we will get an opportunity to see them in the lower bracket. We are going to head to a quick break, but before we do that, I just want to take a look here at our bracket, see if we can't figure out who's going to be on next. Looks like we're going to be on just a brief break as we wait for the results of the losers semi, but it will be one of any of the four teams potentially right now. So you're just going to have to come back, I think, at this point and see who's going to be taking on Top Slottas in that losers final to find the last team, the team that is going to face off against Wet Flying Currency in the grand finals for the chance at the prize pool here, the $100 pot that goes to the winners, 70 to the winners, 30 to second place. So still a ton left to play for tonight. We're going to throw to one more quick break as we get ready for our losers final. Again, you're not going to want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the Frost Esports Rocket League stream. We apologize for a little bit of a longer wait, but it took us a little bit to get to the point where we are now, and that is headed into these losers finals. We've got Alter Ego and Top Slottas here fighting for the chance to be the last team into the grand finals. And in this best of three, Mel, we've got one more match to decide which team is going to be the other one to fight for that prize pool.
Oh yeah, I was basically preaching about how good Alter Ego was in the matches I have casted, and now we are finally here. We're gonna see if we are going to be able to get a big and good high quality match out of this one. Alter Ego trying to make it down over to the grand final. Let's see if they will. Crip, Woozy, and Durtho on the Alter Ego side. On top slots, no one has changed. It's Bala, Tide, and Arsenal going into game number one.
We're on the way through this game number one now. 10 seconds gone off the clock. Bala almost finding an opening goal there for Top Slottas, and this is a pretty big bounce back series here for Top Slottas. They really ran into some heavy resistance against Wet Flying Currency in their last matchup, and now they're going to be coming out swinging against Alter Ego, another very strong team. Bala is looking a lot better here in this series. Another shot from Tide is going to go high off the crossbar, but already a much better offensive start here for Top Slottas than what we saw from them in their last series. Looking a little bit rejuvenated now. They've made a little bit of had a little bit of time to rest, a little bit of time to think as we were headed into this losers finals, and now they've got an opportunity to redeem themselves a little bit, set up the matchup in the rematch in the grand finals, and they're looking to try to do it with some more physicality here. We've already seen some demos from both sides. Woozy's going to have an opportunity, just pushes it a little bit wide, and Alter Ego, I think, a pretty good matchup for Top Slottas here. Two teams that are very much willing to do whatever it takes to get into those dirty areas, to find those scrappy goals that are going to lead them through into these grand finals.
Yeah, I think in how the way that in the upper bracket, how we saw Wet FC take down this team was 100% just through shutting down the mechanical game, shutting down Listener, shutting down Bala, demoing Hyde on the back end. And I feel like this team isn't the most mechanical right now in Alter Ego, but they 100% have that ability to shut down the defense, shut down the defenders going into this next game. Going into the first game, Woozy pass one off the backboard, followed by Darthel, going to be saved by Bala on the goal line still. Had some very key opportunities by both teams. That one was the first very, very good look that Alter Ego had.
Yeah, both teams just trying again to find those spaces in the pitch. Crip is going to find a nice look to the backboard, but can't convert on the second touch. Tide will dispossess Woozy. A 1-2 outlet there will be swept aside by Durtho. Top Slottas is looking to try to get that transition game back locked in. It really worked for them in their first series here tonight we saw on stream, but it's not quite been the same since. They almost concede one there to Alter Ego on the breakout back in, and they will end up giving it to Durtho, who's going to have a wide open lane to the net for goal one.
Durtho, a nice play, shot it right past Bala, try to catch it, go off the backboard with it. Wasn't really able to make do with what he had here, but you saw right there, that was a terrible, terrible sell right there. So that's a nice thing coming up into this one, and we're starting to see a little bit more of resistance going against this team and Top Slottas.
Oh, what a pass! Oh, what a save!
And Ball on the back line, able to stay true to the defense and gets the save.
Good lord, I don't know how Bala managed to save that one. Honestly, might have just been kind of a case of falling into that one as it came across the mouth of the net, because it was a massive pass from Crip to Durtho just at the edge of the box, and then a laser beam. Another stop there. Crip is going to be turned away, and it's still sitting on this one-goal lead is Alter Ego. 90 seconds left on the clock here in game number one of this best of three. So every game, huge results, and the loser of this one goes home empty-handed. So money on the line for the results of this series, and Still that 1-goal lead for Alter Ego. 5 shots belonging to Dearth, though. 3 shots more than the entirety of Top Slottas on their own. Woozy's going to get 1 on frame, but Tide's got a pretty easy save, even with Crip draped all over him. And now with 60 seconds left, Top Slottas again find themselves behind the 8-ball late stages in a game that honestly is one that they probably should win, and instead Woozy's gonna find insurance for Alter Ego.
Tide, you didn't challenge, you're just waiting for the boost to come around. You were waiting a little bit too long. You would have had an open clear, mate. Instead, you decided to take the boost and then take the 50 that did not go in your favor. I saw you circled around the boost 2 times in a row. That was completely unnecessary. You did not need to do that, mate. And look what it leads to. It leads to a goal for the opposition.
Big goal there for Alter Ego, finding themselves an insurance tally here. They've got 9 shots on frame. They've held Top Slottas to a third of that, only 3, and they continue to stifle any kind of offensive chances that the orange side tries to put together, while continuing to just play really strong defense, really strong rotations here from Alter Ego as Woozy takes another one away off of the goal line. Tide trying to find a tight redirect outside the box. Gonna work this one back to the middle, but Dearth will have the strong clearance and the breakaway. 2-on-0. It's a 3rd goal for Alter Ego as they're running away with game 1.
2 goals for Dearth, and that Batmobile is looking kind of clean and puts it into the bottom left corner. Dearth puts his team in a perfect position to win game number 1. We were talking about earlier in the stream, HUD, on how in best of 3s, there's no time for feeler games. You cannot come back into the banger shot by Resident coming back, trying to maybe open up a potential spot for his team here. Is it comeback possible?
I mean, mathematically, I think it is. Realistically, maybe not, but it could happen here. We'll know pretty quickly off this kickoff. If Top Slottas are going to get it done, they're going to pull out the set kickoff play, tied over to Resinal, but it's going to be denied by Crip, and that will do it. A great read on the fake kickoff for Alter Ego to stop that one in its tracks. And now it's just Pride on the line, keeping the ball up at 0 seconds. Woozy will finally guide it down, and Alter Ego are going to take game number 1 in dominant fashion.
Wow. That was amazing coming out of Alter Ego. That was what I saw when they won the tournament 2 weeks ago. This was the absolute dominance that I like to see. That's the dominance that I saw right here. And this has been absolutely amazing so far. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a match on our hands. We have a game number 2 where this team cannot lose. If Top Slottas loses game number 2, that's it for them. They were so dominant. They came from the upper bracket, and now they find themselves in a super, super tough position, and they cannot find a way to lose this game.
Absolutely. They find themselves in probably the toughest position here of any team so far through the bracket. They're literally standing on their last leg here as we head into game number 2. Match point for Alter Ego with the rights to a chunk of the prize pool on the line for both these teams. Winner is going to move on to the grand finals. Loser will go home with nothing to show for a night of hard work besides some replays and maybe some clips of us shouting over top of them playing. But we're going to put 5 more minutes on the clock here, and it's all up to these teams to decide who is going to be the representative in the grand finals, who is going to get a chunk of that change in the prize pool. Will it be Alter Ego or will it be Top Slottas? Some work to be done for the Top Slottas side. They've really been in a tough spot, but Resinal is going to get them started right here in game 2.
What a play by Bala, coming around, completely dunking Dearth on the back line. That Batmobile not helping him one bit when it comes to that 50 off the back wall. Resinal was able to get the follow-up, get the shot, get the goal into the bottom shelf.
A great start here for Top Slottas. They've really struggled to find some offense over their past few series, so every goal is big for them. And now they've got the lead early on in game number 2. They can try to just sit back and defend this one, but it's not gone well for them there. Alter Ego is going to snag it right back.
Bala, what happened to you on the backboard right here? You completely misread it, but I mean, it's easier to roll drive up the backboard than it is to fly off the backboard and then get a touch. You have to time everything so pixel perfectly, and it's almost impossible to do that. And Dartho took advantage with a teammate of his completely pressuring Bala off the back line again. Some more pressure coming through. Crip, the angle, Crip! Oh, most the dirty, nasty angle for the goal, but still, we will remain at a tie game.
Just a minute gone here, not even a minute gone here in game number 2, and it already feels like we've played almost a whole game of Rocket League as Crip continues to get it done, flashing the new Bronco there. And it's another lead here for Alter Ego on the back of just another defensive breakdown for Top Slottas.
Are you kidding me right now? Another 50 going into the back of the net. It's just these slow outplays, these slow 50s that they're taking that are really punishing this Top Slottas team. But now Resident back toward the middle of the field. Dartho was able to come back around the ball and take it away, but not tied. Nice first touch, but Bala completely rotated out, completely gets beat here. Nice step on the goal line! It's a demo! It's a goal! It's the lead by 2!
Dartho is ahead of Resinal on the rotation back in here. Lets Resinal drive past him and then deletes him off the pitch. Perfectly timed demolition for Dartho. Paves the way for the easy goal for Alter Ego. And Crip's got a brace here. Only a minute 15 into game number 2. Alter Ego continuing to put the work on Top Slottas here. They've got themselves back up by a multi-goal lead, and it's going to be 3 as Dartho lasers this one under the crossbar.
When it rains, it pours. Dartho off the pass from Crip off the undefended back wall. Puts it into the top shelf, top left corner, upper 90, top left bins, whatever you want to call it. It is Magooter time when we're not even in the minute to go. We are not even past 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. We are a minute and 30 seconds into the game, and 5 goals have already been scored. I feel like we should be way past the halfway mark, but we're not even at the 3-minute mark yet. It's unbelievable. Crip cannot afford to get one more touch. Dartho has got a player in the midfield. Woozy committing, Woozy shooting, Woozy! Dartho passes it all the way back, playing keep away. But Resinal was able to get himself out of that monkey in the middle position, passes it to Bala. Bala off the sidewall, back to Tide. And they need something right now if they do not want to get eliminated from this $100 bracket.
Absolutely. That's a good response from Tide, but I think one that Alter Ego kind of lets get away from them. That heavy back pass from Dartho, just kind of punting it back, ended up letting Top Slottas move into that position on the field, take that territory, and they took advantage of it very well there. Cut the lead down to 2, but there's still work to be done here for Top Slottas, and Alter Ego not going to make it easy. They have not made it easy to this point. They're not going to change now as they are so close to finding the way through to that grand finals bracket. A huge touch from Crip there, almost able to work it inside the post on a tight angle, but just a little bit wide. And now as we approach finally that halftime mark with 6 goals on the board, Top Slottas still trying to find a way to get that offense rolling yet again. It's been a couple of series since their offense has really looked good as Crip almost finds that one. It's going to be a pass to Dartho. The hat trick for the Batmobile. Woozy along for the ride. 3-goal lead for Alter Ego.
Are you kidding me, Crip? You're playing keep away. And Top Slottas is the monkey in the middle. You kidding me right now? That's unbelievable. You're just playing the keep away. You got the redirect right back down, and now Top Slottas is still 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the board, which is still shocking to me, but there is still an opportunity to strike and get back into the game. One nice fake by Tide, but something that I feel like Alter Ego is setting off Top Slottas right now. Alter Ego are playing the ball to the wall a lot, and look how look at this. Whoa. They're getting the irritable attempts off the wall. They're getting the redirect attempts off the wall. They're going toward the wall and the back wall to get those small outplays back toward the middle of the field. Nice shot coming in to the top shelf by Resinal. He puts it through, and he gets his team right back into the game with a minute and 40 seconds remaining.
Resinal is going to get this team through the grand finals if it's the last thing they do. If they've got to put the striking on their back, they're going to get it done. 3 assists for Bala, so a hand in every goal for Top Slottas, but with 1:45 left. They've still got to find 2 more, and at the same time, not let Alter Ego extend this lead. Ball is going to have a look at the backboard, but Crip closes it down quickly. Dartho can't find it on the sidewall, so it'll be back to Woozy, who gets credit for the save. Balla infield past the Tide. 1-on-2 here. Possession in favor of Tide. He's going to slice and dice his way through, and they're within 1.
Oh my god, Tide. You know his 2 teammates outshine him when it comes to mechanical ability, but Tide on the back line able to get the outplay. Gets the wave dash and the flip to the far side of the net. I am 100% exhausted, but that's the type of stuff that gets a caster hype even when he's in his last moments.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking as we were getting into this one. I hope that it's a good series so we can wake Mel up a little bit, and Top Slottas are going to try their best here, maybe to send us to 3. As if the 2-on-1s are Resino and Balla, they opt to go for the solo play. Balla stays close, and it's a equalizer. Long shot comeback for Top Slottas.
They were down 2-5. Now they tie it up with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. You knew coming into this game was going to be a hard one. Wait, what was the score? Like 1-4?
1-4, yeah.
Yeah, 1-4 with like what? 1 minute and
like
25
a minute,
into
less
the
than
game.
a minute gone.
Yeah, and like I knew I was like, oh no way, there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. Oh, but still, it's so hard to believe. I was even saying there's still a lot of time on the clock for this comeback to be made, but now something needs to happen. If you're like Alter Ego, you're fine. You still have another game on the board. You have 2 chances to end the series. You have amazing players. You have the shutdown ability. But right now, if you are Top Slottas, you have to find a way past his defense. You have to find a way into the half. You have to find a way to score. But now Resino trying to do it by himself off the backboard, forcing one to commit, but nice play away. Tide, the angle, Tide, the shot, but the goal, it will be taken away by Woozy on the back line with 14 seconds remaining.
Woozy getting some help from the post now, and it's one more breakout downfield for Alter Ego. Trying to find a game winner, not letting them get to overtime. Crypto's going to take that drive from Resinal away to the corner. One more look here, down to Balla from Resinal. Tide lurking, but Woozy will clear it away off the backboard, and the ball's going to tap down. We've got another overtime here, second of the night. Alter Ego looking to find the golden goal and punch their ticket through to the grand finals. Meanwhile, Top Slottas is just trying to stay alive, and Alter Ego's not going to make it easy for them. Woozy with the backflip at midfield, giving possession away. Balla will have it, but Crip quick up to the challenge. Woozy will read this one on the sidewall, looking for Dartho up and out over the center. Everybody's gone. Nobody's back, but Woozy covers up just in time, and now an opportunity for a quick counterattack for Alter Ego. Dartho looks like they're low on boost, trying to find something in the corner, so Alter Ego probably looking to retool this attack on another try, but Dartho will win the 50 over Balla, drops to the midfield, and a minute in just about of this overtime, both teams having a couple of looks.
Nice, I like the challenges. They're starting to meet this Alter Ego team in the midfield, but there's no one to defend the pass. There's 2 people on the backboard. That's always going to cause a commit. Nice shot coming through by Woozy Ball on the backboard, taking it away once again. Trying to get right back around the defense, not going to be able to. Crypt on the back line, has to be able to work past, but Resinal's going to be able to get a nice touch, but Woozy's right behind him, perfectly positioned, knowing Resinal's not going to get a good clear out of it. It's a big bang downfield into Balla, but now Crypt continuing the boxing pressure, looking for the hunt, looking for the demo, but not able to find it on the back line again. Nice play by Dearth, but now Resinal has an opportunity, just bangs it downfield, forcing Crypt to commit on the back line, keeps it close, so he's able to get a couple more touches with it. He's tied in the corner one more time, passing right back out. He's Woozy's got Darth in the midfield. Resinal, you have to make sure you might have the opportunity, but don't overcommit off the backboard. 51 to commit once again. Do not overcommit. Tide, you're on the back line. You have to be able to collect this one and take a couple of 50s, letting your teammates some time to get back. That's exactly what you do. But there's still not a very good look coming out right now by Top Slottas. More better look coming out by Alter Ego so far. And they have literally 12 shots on net so far in this overtime. This game.
It has been an offensive showing here from both sides. Goals obviously to show for it. 10 in total. Tide's going to have some space, but Dartho will chip it away. But yeah, I had 17 shots for Top Slottas, 12 for Alter Ego over the course of this entire game. So lots of offense for both sides. Nobody able to find the game winner quite yet. It's going to be
way.
Resinal with possession here at the edge of the box. All three defenders up for Alter Ego just to make sure that really gets cleared. And they're playing a pretty high line here. Got to be expecting some heavy pressure as they finally look for a breakout. But Resinal pretty much all on their lonesome will turn that one back the other way. Tide now trying to get some work done in the corner. Popped high by the defense of Alter Ego. Dirtho takes over with boost in the tank. He's got 0 to the backboard. No follow-up. He's there. Bala with the save. Pinching it away off the post. We continue on here in Game 2 of E.
This reminds me of the 8-minute overtime that I cast with Starcoin here a couple weeks ago in this Frost Esports bracket. You know, all these teams, they're too competitive to let go of. It's a nice bang downfield. Crip, he has an opportunity! Cannot get the attempt. He had an opportunity for the goal. He was just not able to put it in the back of the net. Now Bala downfield, past one, trying to get past Dartho, but Dartho on the back line, able to get the save. Crip trying to get back around the ball. Resinal, he's got a teammate in the midfield. Do not overcommit once again. Bala, you're pushing up a little bit far. It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! Tide, he's done it all! He's got a hat trick! Again! He was the person to bring it to overtime. He is the person to end it and bring it to a champion's field.
Finish by Tide there. The player that has been the glue for Top Slottas, not popping off, just kind of quiet. And he gets it done the moment it matters most for Top Slottas. Do or die time, and Tide ices it to send us the champions field here in the losers final.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you looking at my face? That was incredible. They made a 1-4. They made a 1-4 comeback. Minutes into the game, a 1-4. Holy crap! Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? I'm hyperventilating. Okay, where's Biggles with the defibrillator when you need him most? Oh my god.
I don't think we could have asked for a better game 2 to send us to game 3. I mean, it's a long one here for everybody involved, but the players are wasting no time. We're jumping right into game number 3. The analysis for game 2 doesn't matter anyways because it all comes down to this. 5 more minutes on the clock, 1 more chance for both of these teams to find their way through into the grand finals. Alter Ego not able to protect a 4-1 lead at a point in game 2. The Top Slottas end up winning 6-5. They finally find their striking legs when it matters most. Can they keep that momentum rolling here in game number 3? It doesn't matter how bad the rest of the series have gone relative to what their ability is. All that matters is this one, and they almost get on the board early. Just a little bit of unfortunate with the wood turns them aside. Top Slottas already looking strong here in game 3.
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, get hyped for the last game of the losers finals. Get hyped, get ready. It is game day. Tide certainly knows it. Oh, he flows with the wave and puts the ball into the back of the net.
Man, we were talking about how we were looking for players on Top Slottas to step up. We've called out Bala, we've called out Tide of just being players that haven't been too loud, haven't done a whole lot. And here, when it matters most, Tide finds another. He scored 3 in the last one. He's got the opener here in game number 3. And he has been the difference maker for Top Slottas in this series. Continues to get it done. Alter Ego still not quite able to find a way into the offensive position that we've gotten used to from them. Dirtho's going to throw him to the backboard. Well read by Tide to take it away. He continues to get it done on both ends of the net. And Bala will clear it downfield. Tide already heat-seeking missile, trying to find a bump there. Another touch on the sidewall for Tide out over the middle.
Oh, it's open!
By Dirtho. Resinal saw that one coming. It looked dangerous for a quick minute. I thought Resinal was going to keep going for boost, but he saw that shot coming. He's there for the turn aside. And now we're through a minute and a half. At this point in the last game, Mel, it was 4-1 for Alter Ego. Now it's 1-0 for Top Slottas. What a difference a game can make.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know where my exhaustion went. After that last game, I got so hyped that even my headache decided to say goodbye. Because it's like, wow, this gameplay is just so good. Tide. He had a hat trick last game. He had like 8 shots. Resident almost the most mechanical play in the entire tournament. Bala coming right back around for a tie on the back line, trying to put another hat trick MVP-like performance. But now Crib not able to get under it. Was he trying to outplay the entire defense?
Ooh.
He's outplayed it! He's done it again!
What a big strike here from Woozy, just keeping it close all the way down, and Tide's too slow, Resinal too far forward. The rotations of failing top slottas there, and Alter Ego have kept themselves in it. They have announced their presence here in game number 3, said, all right, we get it. You came back from a pretty big deficit in game number 2, but this is not over by a long stretch. Just crossing halftime here in game 3. We've got a split scoreline. Top slottas on the attack for a moment. Dirtho will cut that one out. A little bit of a miscommunication, but a big demo from Tide. Maybe a second here. Dirtho keeps it slow. It's just enough. Resinal gets the lead back for top slottas.
You saw the hook. You saw the demo come through first by Tide. He's been the aggressive one, but you know he's going to go for the fake and then the hook shot into the back one corner. Oh, baby, go! That was absolutely amazing by Resinal and the entire team of top slottas. You think they're slumping, but now they're peaking. They're playing absolutely MVP performance by all 3 players, mainly Tide and Resinal as always, but Tide has been the step-up person for his team. Of course, Resinal, the outplayer every single time. Tide to the wall. You can't give it right to Crip. Crip has an opportunity with this one off the backboard. The follow-up, the goal! The answer back, them being able to knock on the door. Knock and your prayer will be answered. You pray, it's going to be answered, mate. Into the back of the net. Goes Crip. 1, 2, 3.
Big goal there from Crip, and we're right back to an even scoreline because, of course, how else would this game work out? 2 teams very evenly matched, really doing a great job of playing around each other's strengths and weaknesses. We talked about how Resinal kind of the leader of the offense for top slottas, and I think they had run into a point where Resinal was kind of being found out. Everybody knew exactly what he was going to do, but Bala and Tide couldn't quite step up. That's the difference here. They've started to diversify their offense, and it's been working in their favor as Woozy is the recipient of a rather beneficial bump there to clear that one away. But the difference here, in my opinion, and why I think Alter Ego still hold a slight edge, is the defense has just been a little bit more crisp for the blue team. They've done a little bit of a better job of covering all their angles. They've not made the rotational mistakes that we've seen from top slottas, at least not quite as frequently. And that's led to them just having ever so slightly of an edge as Woozy gets a long clear. No read, but a big stop by Tide in the box to keep it a level scoreline. Under a minute to go here in game number 3. Money on the line for these 2 teams. A mid-air bump from Woozy, but Dirtho can't find the handle for the shot, and it goes wide. We remain level at 2.
Yeah, you basically described one of my favorite teams in the RLCS scene in the Orlando Pirates. They're amazing on offense, but the defense needs a lot of work, and they're not really able to keep a level lead for a long period of time. Alter Ego, their defense has been amazing. Apparently, the collapse last game decided to prove differently, but Tide almost showed and proved you right here, HUD, but still, defense coming through. They're able to rotate back, but now Dartho has to make sure he's getting a save. This is an opportunity with under 10 seconds remaining. Just realize it. Tide looking for the shot, not going to be able to find it. Now Bala looking to work with this one. Late off the backboard, finds Resinal. Resinal shooting off the backboard. The follow-up will not be there. Bala not going to go. We have overtime in the game to take either one of these 2 teams into the grand final.
Of course it's overtime. Of course it's Bala. He's been quiet, but he scores the most important goal of the tournament. It is top slottas, a rematch for them heading into the grand finals.
Where's the defense? What happened? What happened to the defense?
Those kickoffs, man. Kickoffs will get you every time.
I'm looking. I just don't see it.
When the world needed it most, it vanished, right? The defense for Alter Ego had been lights out for, I mean, like upwards of 15 minutes. We had that long overtime. The defense was good, and then right when they needed to be good, it fails them. And Top Slottas take it with Bala finding the game winner off the kickoff. And now we know exactly who our teams for the grand finals are. We've already seen them face off once, and it did not go Top Slottas' way. It's going to be Wet Flying Currency facing off yet again against Top Slottas in the grand final. One last match to decide who takes the prize pool home. You're not going to want to miss it. I know I've said it so many times. We're going to be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back one last time here to the Frost Esports Rocket League Twitch channel. We are here in the grand finals for our Blizzard number 51 tournament presented by Trolley. We've got Wet Flying Currency and Top Slottas as our two teams, and as a special guest here in the booth to give Mel an opportunity to go to bed, Flater has stepped in. He's going to be here for the finals. Flater, I'm so hyped to have you here in the booth with me for this last rematch here in the grand finals.
Oh, I am hyped too, Hud, and always there for my lad Mel. If he wants to sleep, he can go to sleep. But as of right now, Alter Ego versus Top Slaughters versus Wet Fan Club. I'm still on the very on the hype train about the last best of three losers finals. That was a match and a half.
It really was a huge losers finals, and Top Slottas getting it done. I mean, they got it done when it mattered most. They've struggled here and there throughout their run through this tournament, but now they've found themselves at the top of the mountain. They've got at least $30 in their pockets, and even with the struggles they've had, they're still one of the best teams in this tournament. So we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. This grand finals, best of 7, the team from the upper bracket, Wet FC, with that 1 game advantage. So as we head into what is effectively game number 2 here, Flater, you're coming in with kind of fresh eyes here for the tournament. Who do you think has got the edge here?
Alright, so I've seen Titl play from X13 before. X13 has been a part of our Frost Rocket League tournaments for quite some time now. So I know he's capable of a lot coming in from top stars. But Wet FC, I see one of those golden titles, CRL Fall 2021 contender, and I'm like, okay, we got some big names in the scene today. Let's see how they do it.
Some legitimate bona fide contenders here. C-Money, a player for Texas Tech for their CRL team, showing out here for Wet FC. He's been a big part of their success so far tonight, and he continues to anchor that back line for Wet Flying Currency. Just about a minute through this game number 1, 2 shots belonging to the blue, still 0 for Top Slottas, but they've been trying to play this a little bit more in bounds, I think, trying to hold on to the reins a little bit, because Wet Flying Currency absolutely had their number in the first series in the winners final, and now that we're here in the grand final, there's just that little bit more at stake. You've got both teams know they're coming away with this from money, but second place is 30, first place is 70, so a big gap as far as what the prize pool is, and that's what these players are playing for now. As Bala gets a free touch, it's going to be denied by Aviator there. A save for Wet FC. Another opportunity here for Tide, but a tight angle. Couldn't force it inside the post. Big pinch out there from Aviator on the challenge, but a good catch by Tide will carry it through midfield. Mizu, the player of the series in the first match between these two games, denied there on the crossbar. Resinal gets a shot denied by C-Money, and again, just both teams throwing everything they've got at the offensive end.
From what I'm seeing so far, Wet FC likes to have a lot of control on the field. They have been doing so in this entire last minute of this series, getting that defensive plays, getting those counterattacks working. But Top Slaughters, from what I'm hearing, from I suppose that was a winners finals that sent them back here. It makes sense that they went down this bad. But right now, I am seeing a new face from Top Slaughters. They have had control, they're keeping it close, and they are trying to build those opportunities. And that is exactly what matters going into game number 2 of this best of 7 series.
Absolutely, and it was kind of Resinal trying to do it all on his own in their first matchup, and Mizu just kind of being draped all over him. C-Money also just kind of having Resinal's number, and then the offense not being able to coalesce there for Top Slottas as C-Money almost finds goal number 1 for Wet FC. But now here, since that series win for Top Slottas in the losers finals, where they found a way to diversify their offense a little bit, they found more success in the striking department. But the defense here for Wet FC has been insurmountable through the first 3 minutes. Just no space given, no purchase available for Top Slottas as they continue to try to find a gap. Another one here. Resinal low boost. He's going to leave it for Tide, and the ball will come all the way across. Mizu with a catch. He'll just take it up into the corner, kill some timeout here for Wet FC to get back in rotation. C-Money with a guide out by Tide through midfield. Ball right back. Tide's here for the redirect. Going to be popped up high. Mizu beaten to it, but C-Money there to guide the way. 90 seconds left, still a scoreless tie. This is exactly how this first series between these two teams started out, and then Wet FC took control after the first game. So we're going to have to see who can take this first game, this game number 2, if you will, in this series. I still lean towards Wet FC. I feel like we've seen them just have their way with pretty much anybody who's gone up against them. If Top Slottas can play like the way you and me know they're capable of playing, Flater, I think they're in this with more of a shout. But if they're not playing up to their absolute best, I've got to throw my weight behind Wet FC.
I mean, it all comes down to this game. Whoever scores the first goal will decide what the fate is going to be in the next game. If Wet FC score the first goal, then we might just be a reminiscence of what happened earlier. But if Top Slottas get the first goal in the last 30 seconds, then we might just see a comeback.
Yeah, and a win would be huge here, basically to negate that one-game advantage that belongs to the upper bracket team. But Mizu's right back to owning the Top Slottas back line. Mizu's bought stock in it. He's the majority shareholder now, and it's 1-0 for Wet FC.
20 seconds left in this game. Top Slottas, if you want to have any chance, you gotta start applying a lot more pressure. I know they have been trying their very best. 2 shots each coming in from Top Slottas, but none of them threatening enough to make Wet FC uncomfortable. Now this might be an opportunity coming in from Titl. The double touch is gonna be saved by Aviator. Bala, the bump off the goalpost will help him, give him some space. It's gonna be picked up by Reginald, off the corner, bumped out and tied. One last opportunity towards the net. It's gonna be saved by C-Money. No shot at that going in, and Wet FC take game number 2.
We've talked about Mizu, and it's been hard not to talk about Mizu. Mizu's gotten everything done for Wet Flying Currency. The striking especially has been Mizu's specialty, but C-Money, I feel like, has not quite gotten the respect that he deserves through this series, because his defense has been game-changing for Wet FC. He's been able to shut down the offense of Top Slottas, which is no easy task. You've got 3 players that are capable of scoring from anywhere on the pitch on the orange side, but C-Money has been everywhere that they need to be. And then also, Aviator throwing 4 saves out on their own. It's just a defensive showcase to allow Mizu just to score the one that matters.
It definitely is the case. But however, Top Slottas having some amount of offensive presence, right? They did not have the same in the last series that these guys played together. So coming into this, they have had a better showing so far, and going into game number 3, we can definitely expect similar or even better performance.
Absolutely, and I think it has to happen here for Top Slottas. They've got to find a way to get it done in game number 3. You don't want to let Wet Flying Currency go up 3-0 in the grand finals here. That is exactly what they're going to try to do as we head into game number 3. Another 5 minutes on the clock, players back on the pitch, and Top Slottas, they've got to score first here, Flater. I think that if they want to have any hope at being able to really make a case for themselves, make a comeback here in this series, they've got to be the team that strikes first here in game 3.
That is the case, and so far in this game, a lot of boost being used in the corner to get this ball out of their own half, but it's not gonna be anywhere out yet, as Mizu puts another one in for his team in game number 3, and this is exactly the opposite of what we wanted. We wanted Team Slottas to put in the slot in the first goal, rather, but it's gonna be Wet Flying Currency taking the goal lead once again.
The defense just isn't getting it done here for Top Slottas. It's something that Mel and I mentioned in their last series. It just, they have the ability to find the offense, but then the defense kind of falls apart on them. He kind of likened them to the Orlando Pirates that's playing in the RLCS right now, but still struggling to be able to break through is Top Slottas. It was a big save by Mizu, who now has got the current game-winning goal and a massive save to their credit. I think it's the alpha boost here, Flater. I've been able to pinpoint why Mizu's so much better than everybody else in the lobby, and it's the alpha boost. That's exactly what it is. I will not hear any arguments to the contrary, but with that being said, it's really been a solid team effort from Wet Flying Currency. Everybody's been exactly where they need to be, nowhere where they don't, and they've been able to parlay that into a dominant performance. They've got the lead here in game number 3. Obviously, Still a ton of time left to be played for, but when C-Money can just drag the ball out from his own backboard through the neutral third into your offensive third, it's a little bit too easy for Wet FC. They've been given the entire pitch to play with. The top slottas, when they try to get out and contend, they leave their back line open. They just can't win because Wet FC are so locked in. Oh, as I said, I finally caster cursed somebody tonight. A gap is coming through there for Wet FC. Top slottas get themselves back in this one.
Off of a whiff from Aviator as well. Mizu almost there. So, I mean, this is something that I've noticed, right? Both of the teams have had very different outcomes when clearing the ball out of their own corners, right? Blue, Wet Fan Club having the time of their lives. Tide would usually take, Mizu rather, would usually take it all the way to the other half. And while Top Starters, when they try to do this happens. C-Money beating another one on the ball. Resinal trying for something similar. He's going to be getting this out. But like I was saying, the clears coming in from the orange side are just not strong enough for them to transition into counters.
Absolutely, and it's just kind of that breakout passing that's not quite connecting for Wet FC, and now Bala forced back onto his own backboard. A tough position here with two forecheckers right in his face. Aviator will cut this one down, all the way down to the ground. He's going to pinch it all the way to the corner where Resinal will grab the boost and take over. Breakout attempt for Top Slottas. Resinal over one, but can't get it over two. Mizu is there on the goal line to turn on the side. We remain tied at one as we move through halftime here in game number 3. On the breakout, Mizu the other direction, trying to get it done on both ends. A late challenge from Tide is going to open things up for Aviator, and it's the lead for Wet FC yet again.
Constant pressure coming in from Wet FC as Resinal. One whiff on the ball is all it takes for Aviator to read the play perfectly and get that goal lead going in his favor. This is what they have been doing. They have been applying constant pressure, and even when they're on the back foot, right, it's always something on the back of the mind. Because their clears are so strong, all they need is that one touch to send them right back into the back foot, and Wet flying currency have been on the offense.
Really not taking a whole lot. Wet FC have been very clinical in their finishing downfield. They've found each other in the middle of the pitch with consistency, and then their defense has just been stalwart. There's no gaps on their back line. They find a lot of bumps upfield as C-Money looks for one pretty deep, and he actually is going to leave the back line for Wet FC undefended. Top Slottas claw their way back to a level scoreline, and it's 2-2.
2-2 once again in a minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. Game number 3. Top Slottas have been having a really great performance. Now, I wouldn't want to see them crumble under pressure in the last few minutes. Hopefully, I didn't cast skirts that, but Mizu in possession. Getting taken away by Resinals, followed up by Bala. C-Money coming in with another intercept. Another one comes in, making it just that bit awkward for Tide to get this ball out, but it's going to be Mizu once again in possession. Bala eliminating him. Now this is an opportunity for Top Starters. The passing play does come in. The infield pass once again, but Resinal misses on the ball, and we go back into the blue corner.
No boost there. I like the thought, but at the same time, I think I would almost prefer Top Slottas to just try to find something a little bit more surefire there as they're looking to build a lead, or at least find a lead here in game number 3. Instead, they opt for the pass that ends up not even generating a shot. So I understand what they're looking for. They're trying to just get the defense moving left to right, find a little bit of a gap. But if you're not shooting, it's hard to score. So a little bit of a quandary there for Wet FC to try to figure out, as Resinal has saved by C-Money pretty easily. Bala jumps in the passing lane to take that one away from Mizu. Resinal there coming through the team, and it's just a little bit offline now. 40 seconds left here in game number 3 of what is as close to a must-win for Top Slottas as you can get without it being a must-win. They've got 30 seconds left here to try to find a goal before we see another overtime. And overtimes have been kind of hit or miss for Top Slottas. They've had a couple really good looks in overtime, a couple great results, and a couple heartbreakers. So I would imagine if you are a player in orange, you want to finish this one in regulation. If you're a player in blue, you might not be opposed to overtime here, especially with the series lead they've got. Mizu almost own goaled that one, just stapled it to his own top left. He's going to get another 50. He's actually got a wide open goal. Can he get the doink? Not before Tide closes it down. Bala will let that one touch down. We've got OT here in game 3. Later, you're coming into this one kind of fresh, and you've seen a little bit of what these teams have got now. Obviously, you already know some of these players from other tournaments as well, but from to the beginning of the series to now, I want your thoughts. I want to know what your pick a team here, Flater. I'm putting you on the hot seat. Pick one.
I mean, I have to say, top starters, individually, I've seen every single one of these players play in some team or the other. As of right now, what I'm seeing from this team is a lack of coordination in terms of pace. All the teammates have not been able to figure out the pace of their own members of the team, right? That is the only problem they're having, getting this ball going in a faster way. Because, passing, that's good. But if you do not have the strength or the pace to pass these to your teammates, it's not going to work out. Then it comes back to your same point that you might just end up shooting instead.
Big look there. 1 minute gone here in overtime of game number 3. Both teams still looking for this golden goal. It could be a 3-0 lead for Wet FC, or it could be the start of an actual series here for Top Slottas, depending on who's going to find this golden goal. Bala with a drive, easily saved away by C-Money. Out past Resinal, just tied. He's up quickly. Aviator will play this one into space. Bala secures the mid boost. He's going to be there for the challenge. Aviator, a pretty good low boost challenge there, all things considered. Now some space for Mizu, given the bumps from Aviator, and it's going to be a 3-0 series for Wet FC.
One misplay coming in from Resinal the second time now. And that's all it's gonna take for Mizu to once again take the lead, and Resinal leaves the game looking for the car switch. As Mizu said last game, the car switch won't help as of right now, because once again, top starters, the individual players, like I said, just are not able to connect with each other, but they are very much capable to do so. If they can figure out in this very last opportunity that they have, then we might see something from top starters. Otherwise, a wet fan club or wet flying currency are looking to take this entire series in a 4-0 fashion.
Wet fan club, wet football club, wet whatever you want it to be, but wet flying currency, because their name is too long to fit on the Rocket League scoreboard. But what is not too long to fit on the Rocket League scoreboard is how good Mizu has been in the offensive end. I want to say, and I wish that I had been keeping track through all of the games that we've seen Mizu play. I feel like the large majority of the goals belonging to Wet FC have come off the hood of Mizu's Octane. They have been automatic. Everything that they've touched seems to have gone in over the course of this entire tournament, and it's gotten them now, Wet FC, 1 win away from first place here in the Blizzard number 51, presented by Trolley. They've got one more game to get it done. Can Wet FC find their way to that $70 prize pool and relegate Top Slottas to that $30 slot, or will it be Top Slottas that start the climb up the reverse sweep mountain here in game number 4? Another 5 minutes on the clock, another offensive shot from Mizu, and another goal. Can this man miss?
Well, he definitely can't. Even the post is in his favor, as it just touches and goes right in with only 7 seconds. Wet FC taking that 1 goal lead going into the second kickoff. Top starters need to figure out a strategy if they want to take us, at least initiate any kind of a reverse sweep strategy here, as Bala takes possession, immediately taken away by C-Money. He's going to be followed up by Aviator off the sidewall. It's going to be Resinal right on the ball. The pass comes into Bala. The infield pass is great, and the shot even better as Resinal puts the first goal in for his team.
Honestly, that might be the best goal that we've seen from Top Slottas in a while here. Resinal getting on the end of a pass from Bala. Maybe the first game that Bala, or the first real goal that Bala has been able to feed out to Resinal in a while. Resinal's been, for the mechanical genius that they are, they've been relatively quiet over the course of this series, and a lot of that I think has come down to just some uncertainty in the rotations. And you were kind of calling attention to it earlier, Flater, how all 3 of these players have found success with other teams, but not necessarily with each other. And I feel like that's one thing that we've really seen. We saw Resinal exceed at earlier in the tournament, where he could just kind of, zip around and do whatever it is that Resinal wants to do because he's got that ability. But now as the tournament has gone on, the team plays have become much more crucial, and that's where Wet FC still holds that little bit of an edge on Top Slottas. as C-Money saves that one away from Tide. We've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left here in game number 4. If you're Wet FC, this is no sweat for Wet FC right now. They've got a 3-game lead in the series. They've had Top Slottas number the entire tournament. So if you're Wet FC at this point, I can only imagine that it's still pretty relaxed, but Top Slottas, you know, the work is not done. Only 90 seconds gone. You're still tied 1-1. And I've got to think Top Slottas still need to find that one extra step. They're just one step behind Wet FC right now. They've just got to find a way to make up that difference, and there's not a ton of time left for them to do it. That's not a bad look for Resident, though.
Opportunity. Oh my god. Mizu now needs to get a clear here off the side, off the backboard. He's going to be doing exactly that. C-Money helping his mate out, sending it all the way into the orange backboard, tied with the clear, followed up by Bala. The infield passes are just getting better by the second, but it's going to be Aviator right on the goal line, followed up by C-Money. The shot comes in. It's going to be tied in the corner, looking for this clear, followed up by Bala off this backboard, looking for that clear. Now the individual plays plus the passing plays are finally making some changes for Top Slottas as they're trying to make it work, trying to get that 1-goal lead. Half the game gone. We're still tied up. And that'll change.
What a touch from Mizu. Aviators. But again, Mizu seems to be able or unable to miss the goal, as it's just a huge play in the box, a little bit of interference, a little bit of misdirection, and Wet FC get it done yet again. Mizu in the dirty areas of the pitch, finding those efforts. Aviator gets a goal without even taking a shot on net. That's how surefire it was from Mizu. And Top Slottas just continue to not be able to hold that defensive line strong enough to withstand the onslaught, while on the other side, C-Money continues to get it done almost as the permanent keeper here for Wet FC. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, it is this is maybe the tallest, the widest 1-goal margin of a long time, the tournament at least, if not longer.
Definitely. I mean, 1-goal lead for other teams, that's not too much, but 1-goal lead against Wet FC, 1-goal lead from Wet FC is basically a nail in the coffin, because that's how strong they are in terms of their defense and offensive pressure. Once they have pressure, it's gonna take you at least 40 seconds to switch the Tides first, as Tide, once again, as I'm talking about him, trying to get that pass. It's gonna be followed up by Aviator. 50 boost to his name, trying to get these clears. Bala does well to get that pass down in, but just the final finishers do not have enough strength to feel even a slight bit threatening. But as I say that, Bala comes in with a pass down into the center field. C-Money with not the best first touch, and Bala reading it so well. A whiff comes in from Mizu, and that one whiff is going to be more than enough for Top Slottas to come back in this game.
All it takes is one, especially at this level. 1 foot wrong, and we've been saying it all night, is a big demo there from Tide's going to open things up. Resinal jump defended by C-Money, one-on-one the other way. Mizu versus Bala. Mizu's been automatic. The 45 top bins for Mizu. They continue their rampant scoring streak, and Wet FC's right back in front.
It's been given so much space, miles of space given to Mizu in the field, and you do not want that. You don't know what he's capable of. Well, I'm sure you can tell now, as the 1-goal lead secured by Wet FC makes them one step closer to pull this tournament right out of Top Slottas' pocket. With only 50 seconds remaining, Top Slottas need to have a lot to figure out.
Absolutely, and they don't have very much time to do it left. 40 seconds on the clock. This is the most comfortable 1-goal lead for Wet FC. They've got literally everything to play for, as Aviator looks for another musty out over the center. C-Money farms yet another save. C-Money has got 6 saves to their credit here in a very competitive game. People say the perma-goalie strat doesn't work. C-Money is here to tell you otherwise. 20 seconds left. Wet FC protecting a 1-goal lead. Resinal looking for Bala, and it's turned away at the point of contact. Now Aviator just trying to kill some time off the clock. Fakes Tide out of his shoes. Opens up the demo, though. It's an opportunity downfield. C-Money jumps in to close the door. Now it's going to have to be 0 seconds for Top Slottas. C-Money plays it down, and Wet FC sweeping it up all the way. They're going to send us home 4-0 for WFC.
4-0 for wet flying currency. 6 saves coming in from C Money, and the shooting accuracy coming in from Mizu. If not much, the 6 shots secured by him are all so threatening. Right on the goal line. Top starters need to work for so long to get that ball out of their field, and Mizu does well to apply all that offensive pressure, and Simani with that defense making sure nothing goes into the orange net.
Honestly, if I had to pick an MVP of that series, it would go to C Money. I feel like without his defensive, just steady-mindedness, very calm, very collected on the defensive end, Wet FC doesn't have that dominant performance. So big shout-outs to C Money for holding it down through the entire series, even the entire tournament. There for Wet Flying Currency. They get it done, and they say defense wins championships for a reason. This isn't quite a championship, a tournament win here. Blizzard number 51 in the pockets of Wet FC, along with $70, and $30 down to the squad of, their name has already escaped me. They're not on the screen anymore, so I don't remember what they were called because my brain is just that small. Geez, help me, Flater, quick. What was the team name?
It was
Top slottas. Thank Nick.
Yes.
Nick coming in from behind is saving me from my little tiny caster brain. But they come out with $30 in their pockets, and I mean it was a hard fought tournament all the way through. Top slottas grinding it out tooth and nail to make a run back up to the lower bracket after being put there by the Wet FC side, and then just I was talking to you guys about it in the group. Before, I was saying that this could either be a 7-game set where we go all the way, or a quick 4-0 sweep for Wet FC. They delivered on that second one, and they come out $70 the richer.
$70 richer, yes, and it just didn't work out for top starters. They all of the games were very close in terms of scoreline, right? But Wet Flying Currency made it feel like it was so one-sided. But even with those 1-goal leads for Wet Flying Currency, that was more than enough for them to take every single match against top starters, as they absolutely dominated the competition.
Absolutely. It was their tournament to take for sure, and they're going to come out with that victory here in the Blizzard number 51 tournament for Frost Esports. That's all we've got for you guys tonight. No other Rocket League. We've got a ton of it already on stream tonight, but we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, for more Rocket League action. I'm going to be here with Starcoin Hero. There we go. We should enunciate all those words properly. Starcoin and I will be bringing you the action tomorrow night, 8:30. But Flater, thank you so much for jumping in here, giving the boy Mel a little bit of a chance to rest. And also big shout outs to Nick running everything in the background as he always does. I blew copious amounts of smoke up Nick's butt before we started just because I feel like producers need that sometimes. But I think that he's feeling good, and I'm very happy to have him spinning everything behind us here, keeping us all locked down. Again, Flater, thank you so much for stepping in for the grand final.
Always a pleasure.
And that's going to do us here. I was hoping that, head of production here, Flater, would say something profound or something to get us out of here, but I guess I can do it. Thank
You're the
you
host,
guys all
man.
for hanging
You're
out.
the host. You've been the host for the entire thing.
I've been doing it all night. I just figured, you're the man coming here at the very end. So I was going to give you the opportunity.
I wouldn't steal away the spotlight from you, my man.
I appreciate it. Well, with that being said, since I've gotten the green light now, I've been HUDX. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. I love casting here for Frost. The tournaments never disappoint. And getting to work with great people like Flater, like Nick, like Mel makes it so much better. Getting to cast for all of you people in chat is the reason why we do it, and these teams show out every week. So, like I said just a little bit ago, tomorrow night, same time, same place, here on Twitch for more Rocket League action, another $100 on the line. I'll be here with Nick and with Starcoin to bring that to you. So don't miss it tomorrow night. Drop a follow. I've been HUDX. Flater's been here. Nick's been here. Mel was here before. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.